Morning to all of you. Lakshay, tell me what is the magnifying power of astronomical telescope when the image is formed at infinity? That is called normal adjustment.
F no, F0 upon modulus of minus Fe.
F0 upon modulus.
Mod of Fe.
F0 divided by minus Fe. Minus sign shows that the final image is inverted with respect to the object. Okay, if it is at least distance or distinct division, final image is at least distance or distinct division, then what will be its magnifying power? Section.
1 plus D by F.
Complete equation. Mohammed, astronomical telescope, when the image is final image is at least distance or distinct division, what is the magnifying power?
M is equal to F naught by Fe multiplied by 1 upon Fe divided by D.
Okay. Yesterday I reminded you about this point. It is Fe by D because 1 plus D by Fe it is already in mind from compound microscope. So ulta likhna, ulta yaad rakhna, sometimes it becomes difficult. So I wrote especially there, so take care of that. So normally which arrangement will you employ in the case of astronomical telescope? Which is the normal adjustment or image from least distance or distinct division? Par Sharma. Which is the most preferred adjustment for observing distant objects by astronomical telescope? Image at infinity, normal adjustment, or image at least distance or distinct division?
The image at infinity.
Again, in image at infinity. Because both magnifying power, there is no too much difference. And but for comfortable observation viewing, the image that is a normal adjustment is the best. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the last topic, that is the reflecting type telescope, very important one. So it is an improvement over refracting type telescope. So 2 point last class I explained, when we instead of objective lens we are using large concave parabolic mirror. Why large concave parabolic mirror is used instead of ordinary type of concave mirror? Parent.
So the parabolic mirror helps prevent spherical aberration.
Okay. So parabolic mirror, there will be, you can avoid spherical aberration. So, and what are more advantages of reflecting type telescope over refracting type telescope? Friends, 2-3 points last class I mentioned. Can you tell me?
So there is no chromatic aberration.
There is no chromatic aberration. Chromatic means color change. In lens, the image, there will be some change in the color, that is called chromatic aberration. And one more point, can you tell me?
It has high resolving power as
Okay.
compared.
Reflecting type telescope has high resolving power. Okay, and the image formed is brighter, very bright in reflecting type telescope. And reflecting type telescope was designed by Cassegrain, and it is known as a Cassegrainian type telescope. C-A-S-S-E, Casse, or grain. Casse, grain. Cassegrainian. Cassegrainian type telescope. So in this arrangement, we have large concave parabolic mirror and we see the arrangement. The diagram is very important. And here it is polished. Polishing for the large parabolic mirror. Large parabolic mirror polished, and it has a fine hole and middle ring. Okay, this is a large concave parabolic mirror. See parabolic mirror. Parabolic mirror. It has an opening at the center where we are fitted with a pipe. A pipe is fitted in. At the end of this At the end of the pipe, we fix eyepiece. Eyepiece is usually a convex lens. There is a tube here, and that can to and fro. To and fro, there is a tube here, and we fix convex lens eye lens here. The first part is here, is a large concave parabolic. And this is the principal axis. Principal axis. Object at infinity. Telescope, astronomical telescope, object at infinity. Rays are parallel to the principal axis. These are the rays parallel to the principal axis. You have parallax rays and marginal rays. They are coming from infinity. After reflection from the large concave parabolic mirror, they are coming to focus. They are coming to focus. But before reaching the focus, they encounter with another mirror, that is a secondary convex mirror. Okay, before coming to focus, they are coming to focus. Before they reach focus, we keep a secondary convex mirror. A convex mirror, secondary convex mirror is this. So this is secondary convex mirror. Secondary convex mirror. What this convex mirror will do after reflection from the secondary convex mirror, the rays will go to your eyepiece. Eyepiece means eye lens. Then you will get convex lens. So, ordinary type of telescope, you have two convex lens. One is objective lens, bigger size. Eye lens, moderate size. Here, objective lens is replaced by the huge parabolic mirror. Eye lens will remain like that only. And these rays after reflection, they will be passing through the tube here and finally going to the convex lens. Avoid to get more clear clarity, a concave lens also will be in contact with that. So this rays will be finally going and meeting this eye lens. All the rays will be going. So, and the final image can be formed at infinity or at least it's in so distinction by adjusting this. It is connected. At the end of the tube, it can move and go. Here your eye position. So usually, so this is the diagram of that. So this was designed by Cassegrainian. So Cassegrain, so it is known as Cassegrainian type reflected type telescope. and it is an improvement over Newton type. There was a Newton type reflecting type telescope, and from time to time that was modified, and this is called Cassegrainian type reflecting. Construction, it consists of large parabolic mirror. C is free from chromatic spherical aberration. Free from the J. So it is free from spherical aberration because we are using concave parabolic mirror. Object is at infinity, rays are parallel. After reflection in the parabolic mirror, they are coming to focus, but they encounter a secondary convex mirror. After that, again reflect and go into the islands, adjust islands to and fro, and the image can be formed at least distance or distinction or at infinity. Now, usually we do in the normal adjustment. So, in normal adjustment, the normal adjustment, whether it is a reflecting type telescope or refracting type telescope, magnifying power is exactly saying no difference. So magnifying power is m equal to f naught divided by minus f. Okay, or we simply write f naught divided by f. But here f naught stands for it is a focal length of objective. Here objective is not a lens. Here f naught is the focal length of parabolic mirror. Here f naught stands for focal length of parabolic concave parabolic mirror. It is not a lens. Parabolic mirror. So its focal length is related to radius of curvature r by 2. So why this was a good question? How can we increase this? By writing magnifying power equal to r by 2 divided by f. So by increasing radius of curvature, if we are using a huge type of spherical mirror, mean concave mirror, we can increase what? The magnifying power. So this is the equation. So discuss reflecting type telescope, Cassegrainian type, and write the equation for magnifying power and suggest a method for increasing magnifying power. Okay, these are the points. Next is, what are the advantages? These are many times repeated question. What are the advantages of reflecting type telescope over refracting type telescope? Some of the important points, if you want, you can note down. First one, reflecting type telescope has high resolution. High resolution means to see the things clearly and separately. Very close objects can be seen clearly. That is called resolving resolution. And reflecting type telescope, second point, no chromatic aberration, because the objective lens is not there. Object is a parabolic mirror. Third point, spherical aberration can be reduced by using concave parabolic mirror, or we say that it's a form of paraboloid. Image is very brighter compared to that in refracting type telescope. And another important thing is that if you want to design a mirror and a lens of same size, okay, 10 meter long, you have to design a mirror, or 10 meter long, you have to mirror lens. So lens require huge material inside of pura filter. Lens require a lot of material, and you have to grind both sides. Okay, you have to grind both sides for a lens. But mirror, one side polishing, one side you have to grind it. The construction cost is very less in the case of mirror. Other important point is there, when we say that of same size, we say that optical capacity, same size. So, and the lens will be of huge material and it will be very heavy. Usually this astronomical telescope, they used to keep at certain height. Okay, 1 kilometer. So from that huge place, support is required. 50 meter, 10 meter, depending upon the number. So to support a lens, a huge lens, we require a lot of mechanical support. for stability, but that much support is not required for a mirror. So these are the two: construction costs and mechanical support required for a mirror is comparatively very less. That is another important point. So mirror requires grinding and polishing of only one side. High resolution is obtained by using mirror of large aperture, and mirror weighs much less than a lens of equivalent optical quality. So mechanical support required for mirror is much less. So these are some points you have to write especially. Okay, mechanical support for mirror is very less because weight will be very less in comparison with a lens of same size or optical capacity. So these are the important points. Can be asked for 3 mark spot diagram. I think all of you completed. So all the diagrams of optical instruments you have to complete in the copy. So this is a schematic diagram of reflecting type telescope called Cassegrain, and it is here on the board. You should complete. Next point is the last point is what is the resolving power of an optical instrument? Of course, it is not there in your topic for this year, but you can just see that. What is the meaning of resolving power? Resolving power means the ability to resolve the images of two close by objects. Okay. So whether it is any kind of optical instrument, whether it is a microscope, whether it is a telescope, and human eye is also an optical instrument. So suppose I am marking some points here, just tell me whether you can see them separately. The human eye is also an optical instrument. It has got its own resolving power. I'm marking 2 points. Can you see them separately?
Yes, sir.
Can you see them separately?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Can you see them separately?
No, sir.
No, sir.
If you use a microscope, you of course you can see these 2 dots also. I put that also can be seen. So we have our limitation. That is up to an angle of 1 minute. We can see the things because the light rays come from that. If it makes an angle of 1 minute at eye, then only we can show them separately. We can see them separately. Otherwise, not. So, which phenomena produces a limit for resolving them? This phenomenon is called diffraction. That is in the next chapter. Way optics will see. So, this word you have to remember. Which phenomenon puts a limit to resolving power of an optical instrument? That is called diffraction. Diffraction. In the way optics, we learn 3 different phenomena: interference of light, diffraction of light, and polarization. And diffraction restricts the resolution because the image found by the 2 objects interfere. So we find difficulty to see them separately. So diffraction is a phenomenon. So underline and keep it with you. Diffraction set as a limit on resolving power of any optical instruments. And 2 more points. What is the meaning of limit of resolution? Next, the term is your limit of resolution. Limit of resolution. Then following the term called resolving power. RP. 2030 question. Resolving power of object type, you can see this question. So limit of resolution ka matlab hai. So when you use a microscope, we are observing very close by objects. So 2 objects are here. So this is the minimum distance. It can be 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter, 1 micrometer. That can be seen separately by the instrument. That is called limit of resolution. This is a linear distance. Okay, distance between 2 objects that can seen clearly, distinctly by your device. So that is called limit of resolution in the case of microscope. But when you are using a telescope, we are going to observe distant objects. So where we discuss, instead of linear distance, we discuss what? Angular distance. So 2 objects are here. These are two stars you are marking, star number 1 and S minus, and we are here, your eye is here, observing the telescope. What is the minimum angle? What is the minimum angle required to see them separately? That is known as limit of resolution. In the case of microscope, it's the linear distance. It's a minimum distance, and that the distance you can see them clearly. And this is also minimum angle required to see the image of too far away object clearly with the telescope. That is called limit of resolution. So microscope especially linear distance, and the telescope especially angular distance. And what is the resolving power? Resolving power is defined as the reciprocal of limit of resolution. So resolving power is, the meaning is that it is the ability of an optical instrument to clearly separate the images of two close by. So resolving power is measured as the reciprocal of limit of resolution. Limit of resolution. Okay, limit of resolution. Now, what is the limit of resolution in microscope and telescope? Microscope is the linear distance, and telescope it is angular distance. So, because the resolving power is defined as the reciprocal of limit of resolution. What is the limit of resolution? It is the linear distance between two objects that can be seen clearly through a microscope, or the angular displacement. Okay, that is made at islands by two objects. Their image can be seen. So that is the 2 points here. And for microscope and telescope, I am writing the values of limit of resolution. For microscope, for the examination, so microscope, the limit of resolution is microscope. I am showing here. This is your objective lens. This is an object. From here, light ray will go, and we are going to get the information like this. This is your objective lens. Microscope. If this full angle is the cone, you can see a cone is making cone is there. I said the cone is the lens, objective lens. And the full angle I am marking 2 theta half angle is theta. And the limit of resolution D, the smallest distance that can be seen separately by this device, is equal to lambda divided by 2 n sin. This is the limit of resolution. You have to learn this equation. Lambda divided by 2 n sin theta is the limit of the resolution. So minimum distance that can be seen separately depends upon wavelength, refractive index, or the medium where the object is placed. Objective lens and objective बीच का जो medium का refractive index. Theta here is the half cone angle. So theta is here in the half cone angle, from where the light ray reaches the objective lens. Objective lens, half cone angle. Full angle is theta, this half angle is theta. And theta we are not going to change. It depends especially on lambda and n. So resolving power is equal to 1 by d. Equal to n sin theta divided by lambda. So resolving power, very, very important question. So usually the question is like this: how can we increase the resolving power of a microscope? First one, RP can be increased. One, increasing the value of n means the object should be placed not in air. So you can use other liquid having greater refractiveness. So usually the object will be placed in a liquid. So between objective lens and the object there will be a medium. Usually not air, it will be placed in what any liquids. So n increases. Second point, lambda is here, so lambda can be decreased. So instead you can increase minimum wavelength, visible light, which you are having, so minimum wavelength light can be used. Violet color or violet color, blue color, etc. can be used instead of other kind of colors. Those colors which are having less wavelength can be preferred. Why violet color is preferred? To have high resolving power, because its wavelength is less. When wavelength of particular light is less, then resolving power can be increased. RP, when sin theta divided by. Okay, yes. Next is resolving power of a telescope. Resolving power of telescope means that is the small angle. Okay, here you have your eye. This is the smallest angle, minimum angle through which you can see the two stars S1 and S2. is 1 by the equation. 1 d divided by 1.2 the diameter. So diameter of the objective or the lens. D stands for diameter. D stands for diameter of the objective of telescope. Can be a lens or can be mirror. So resolving power of a telescope is the reciprocal of the smallest angle. That is resolving power equal to 1.2 lambda divided by d. You will type equation. D theta is 1.22 lambda divided by d. This d divided by 1.22 diameter size. D stands for the diameter of objective of telescope. So this is the resolving power. Resolving power of telescope can be increased by increasing the diameter size. Aperture size or aperture increase. Resolving power can be increased. Lambda is the wavelength. Lambda has no role because it is a very distant object. The lambda has no control over. You can say that lambda has no control over resolving power because it is far object. We cannot use a particular light or wavelength there. Okay, so by resolving power can be increased by increasing what diameter generally aperture but all. Okay, huge concave parabolic mirror use karo, huge lens use karo. By this resolving power can be increased. So what is the meaning of resolving power? Ability of a optical instrument to resolve the images of two close by objects clearly. And for a human eye, it is about 1 minute. You can calculate this value, human eye, because there is an opening also. So there will be diffraction and we can calculate. So if you want, you can know for a human eye, the diameter of your pupil is 2 millimeters. So resolving power is coming to be about 1 minute. D theta ka value about 1 minute. D theta for human eye is 1 minute. If it is again less than that, we cannot see the images clearly. So human eye, what is D theta? That is 1 minute. So these are the different important points in this chapter. Chapter is a slightly long chapter involving a lot of things. And you can see this year's question paper majority, there are so many questions in this chapter ray optics. And including this last question, resolving power, you can see that. You can go to that. Okay, I think Monday. Okay. Monday, I think there is no class. Tuesday onward, we'll start from Gauss's theorem. So all of you come with your NCERT book. You have to write on the way. All of you revise today's topic. I will be asking some more questions. So Cassegrainian type, naam yaad rakhna, Cassegrainian type. So what are the different parts of a reflecting type telescope that you have to remember? So in the reflecting type telescope, what is the magnifying power? Anjal?
So R by 2 into 1 by Fe.
1 by Fe. So resolving power of microscope, how can you increase the resolving power of microscope? How can you increase the resolving power of microscope? Akshita. 2 points. By
increasing n
and by decreasing the value of wavelength. Increasing n, how can you increase the value of n?
wavelength.
Increasing n का मतलब है instead of air we keep the object in a liquid. And decreasing lambda
Liquid.
का मतलब है we use shorter wavelength, violet color can be used. Okay, fine.